I was working on an SMX3100 LS, which is a longer version than the one that Tyson works on here, but it doesn't have a lower turret. And this night I was making a roller. This roller kind of compressed steel into a certain shape, and what had happened was someone put too thick of a piece of steel in there and it cracked the rollers. So the rollers had like these 10mm cracks in them, and I had to turn that away to make the roller good again. The problem was that it was 60 Rockwell, so I had to use a CBN insert to turn it down. So I was progressively moving my offset down and taking off 10 to 15 thousandths per pass. And this was taking forever. And the reason why I thought at the time was because I was using a D-style insert, which isn't as rigid as a C-style insert. So I figured what I would do is I would change my tool number in my program and then run it with the C-style insert so I could maybe take a little bit of a bigger cut because it was getting to be like 11 o'clock and I really, really wanted to get out of this place. Now here's the problem. Me running this program over and over and over was fine, right? Because I was just working in this little space, like you can see in the footage. The B-axis would come up and it would just sit there. When I reran it and the program called up the tool again, it didn't move or do anything. But when I changed the tool, that means the SMX would run its tool change macro. And when the SMX does its tool change macro, the B-axis is gonna come up in X, it's gonna rotate to -90 degrees, go up into that little door right there, change the tool, and then come back to its home position. And right at this moment, when the B-axis went to its home position, someone at this company walked up to me and started talking to me. You know, I'd ran this program 20 or 30 times before, so I figured it was gonna be okay, but because it was so late at night, I just wasn't really paying attention like I should have. And when this person came up and talked to me, it was kind of like the icing on the cake, right? So immediately, I looked over at this person to listen to him, and I just hear a bang! Make sure you go check out our second channel, Titans of CNC Podcast, and subscribe to it because we go over all sorts of industry secrets, knowledge, you name it. You're not going to want to miss it. Go check it out and subscribe. Back to the crash video. And I just hear a bang. I mean, it absolutely was terrifying how loud this crash was. Basically what had happened was, because I had the subspindle forward balancing my part, and the B-axis went back to change the tool, it indexed right into the top of the subspindle. And it did quite a bit of damage. It knocked the machine off alignment and it destroyed the sheet metal on top of the subspindle. I remember looking at the guy, he could tell that oh crap, something bad just happened. I mean, his eyes lit up. Me, I knew my night was about to get a lot worse because you're not just gonna leave it like that, you know? Even if it's 11 o'clock at night, you can't just crash a machine and go home. So I went back to the office of the place I was working at the time and got the Capto 6 alignment fixture and came back in and realigned the B-axis. So I was starting an alignment on a machine almost at midnight because I felt bad. And I got everything aligned, I got the tool back in there, and luckily the machine continued to work, so I was able to finish that roller shaft by 1 in the morning, I think it was. Now I will say, it's probably easy for anyone watching this to say, hey, you know, when you're running a CNC control, it's up to you to make sure this works right. You can't blame someone else for coming up to you, talking to you. You know, you're supposed to watch your distance to goes. That's all on you. And I would agree with you, but honestly, these machines move so fast. When you're running it for the first time and your thumb is on that feed hold button, if someone interrupts you for even a second, that's enough. That's all it takes. It only takes 1 second for a machine to crash. They are extremely fast. And like I already said, they will always do what you tell them to do. Technically, I told this machine to crash. I didn't want it to do that, but with what I did, the series of events that happened, it was going to lead to a crash if I wasn't paying attention. If you're not a machinist, you need to understand that this is a problem for us.
I think it's taken years off my life though. You see this little glisten here? That's nerve.
When you guys come up to us and you interrupt us while we're working on machines, we're already having an unbelievably horrible anxiety attack, hoping to God there's not a single wrong number. I mean, I didn't even write this program, but if you look, if you misplace any decimal on here, if you misplace any number like that on that control, it's gonna crash. I could delete one line out of this code right now and it'll probably crash this machine on Tyson. And I wouldn't do that to him, because I like him, he's a good guy. So yeah, for you non-machinists, I hope you see this, I hope you listen, because really you need to have a little bit of respect for us while we're working on the control. It is a dangerous job, it is easy to screw up. One little mistake can set you back hours, if not days. And if you are a machinist, let me know down in the comments below if you've had any stories like this, where someone constantly at work keeps coming up to you, interrupting you, causing you to almost make mistakes. Hey Barry, do you think I should do another video on macros? Ooh. That doesn't look good. I'll come back and ask you later, bud. Let me tell you something. When these guys are proving out a program on their control, you have no idea the anxiety coursing through their veins. At any second, they could throw a part, tear a spindle, knock something off alignment, you name it.
Bro, I'm working.
Sorry. Which is exactly my point. Okay, so maybe on an EDM like Trevor's, you can't have the most catastrophic mistake, but on a 5-axis machine like this that Jesse's setting up, at any given second, an absolutely horrible thing could happen. And the last thing someone like Jesse needs is to hear about how bad your ex-wife's cooking was.
Ronnie, go back to your hole.
Sorry. And if you're one of those people out there that thinks it's funny to bang on a machine while someone's working on it, I hope you know, in my opinion, you're just as bad as the people who used riot shields in Call of Duty. This, not funny, ever. Don't do that, seriously. Like, I've had a few instances where I've almost died because someone's done that to me. So yeah, that's my story of when I crashed an SMX one time, working late trying to—
Get out of here.
Sorry, I'm an apps guy, it's okay.
What does that even mean?
I don't know, I say it a lot. Well, that's it for our video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and don't be stupid, ring that notifications bell. See ya! What's up, Orlando?